Hello everyone, welcome to Subject Academy Learner. Today I am going to give you a small demo of how biology for class 10th, 11th and 12th it's going to work for the year 2027, right? So what are the things we are going to discuss today means we are going to discuss many things. For example, first I will discuss about your NCERT, right? Next I will talk about my introduction, right, and what all things we are going to do this year for making our biology and getting a very good marks in biology. Maybe is it in boards or in any other competitive exam. So before going through that, let me show you what are the key elements which you have to see in NCERT. So first thing what you have to see in your NCERT is unit introduction, right? You can see each and every chapter means a group of chapter as one, which makes as a one unit will have a unique features, right? Means for example, you can see here there are three chapters here, right? Cell, the unit of life, biomolecules and cell cycle and cell division. All these chapters they are very unique and these all come under one unit, that is cell structure and function, right? So when we consider this as a unit, we will have some very important introduction for all these three chapters which is mentioned in the unit introduction. For example, if you are asking is unit introduction very important, yes, as it comes to competitive examinations unit introduction is very important, but if you are asking for board exams it's fine. For example, there was a question on reductionist biology. What is the exact work of reductionist biology? They had asked, right? They had asked a statement in NEET 2025, right? About that, right? About that, if you have to think, yes, they can ask questions from unit introduction. Regarding that, next we have scientists also the same thing as unit introduction. The questions for the board exams, the questions they might ask, but for competitive exam, yes, maybe like any of the scientists. For example, there are totally 10 units, right? If I consider class 11th and 12th, 5 scientists are from 11th and 5 scientists from 12th, but as per my view there are totally 12 scientist introduction, right? For example, in class 11th you have all the scientists 5 each, but in class 12th in unit genetics and evolution they have given of two scientists, Watson and Crick. So we will study of both, so there will be like 1 plus 1. And also in biotechnology unit there are two scientists, one is Stanley Cohen and Boyer, right? Herbert Boyer. Next, chapter introduction does not hold that much content. It just says, it asks some questions for you so that reader can get some interest in that chapter. Not more than that chapter introduction holds, right? But there are some statements which are very important. For example, let me read out those to you. Same analysis is performed on piece of Earth's crust. As an example of non-living matter, we obtain a similar list. What kind of similar list are they talking about? So they are talking about the percentage, right? The percentage of elements, right? It's a list of elements like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen and other, right? They are talking about that, and they are also concluded that all the elements present in the sample of Earth's crust are also present in the sample of living tissue. So this is also true, right? So there are the chapter introduction also holds some of the important things which gives a little bit idea of the chapter. So if you ask me, is chapter introduction very important? Yes, little bit it is important. You have to check it. Next, diagrams, very important, right? Whether it is competitive exam, whether it is board exams diagrams plays very important. CBSE, if I talk about CBSE exams, there will be no diagrams which will be asked out of your NCERT, right? Any of the board exams, whether it is any particular state board exams or the CBSE board exam, they will ask the diagram which is in the NCERT to draw and label, and there will be particular marks given. Maybe if we see 2026 paper, boards paper, if we see, there was a question for there was many different set has different question. I will take an example. They have asked to draw embryo sac, right? So they said to label at least six parts of the embryo sac. So 6 parts they said to label, and each part had half marks. So total it was a 3 marker question. Like this questions they will ask, so you should know how to draw diagrams. Next, coming to yes, these are not actual diagrams, to be honest. These are just structures of some of the biomolecules which you will learn. We will study about it. Next, going to summary. Yes, summary plays a very important and key role, right? Because there are some points which you will not find in the main content of the NCERT, but you will find this content in the summary. For example, you can see a muscular tongue is present, which is bilobed at the tip and is used in capturing the prey, right? This part is not in the main content. Maybe yes, they have given a little bit idea, but the overall idea of that part they have given in summary itself. And also you can get a full clarity about what is that thing. For example, nervous system is organized into central, peripheral, autonomic. So what are the types of neural system in frog, right? And also this part which is deleted in the main content, epithelial tissues and all other things, but there is some part in summary which we have to see. The questions can be formed from that part, right? So summary is also very important. Next we have exercise. There are some questions which are direct. For example, new cells degenerate from, right, pre-existing cells, right? This is NCERT statement. Cristae is present in, right? It is present in, of course, right, mitochondria. Cisternae, Golgi apparatus, and thylakoids are found in chloroplast of stroma, right? Or you can say plastids, right? Yes, there are some questions which are indirectly, but you will find some questions which has some new words which have not come across the NCERT statements. For example, cells are formed de novo from abiotic materials, right? What is de novo? This word you have coming, you are getting in the NCERT questions itself. So you need to go through NCERT questions. And next there is some concept booster questions also, right? Where you have to apply knowledge what you have learned in NCERT. You will be studying some things in NCERT, but you also have to apply those things which you have studied in NCERT in the questions. So for that practice also NCERT exercises are very important. And of course, as I said, diagram based questions are present. You have to make sure that you know the diagram and you know to draw. And of course, long answer type questions. Some of these questions, 9 and 10th question, are directly from your NCERT which they will give in your board exams, and these usually come for 5 markers. So what is our plan means, this is for class 10 students. What I will be doing means we will be having concept videos, means normal class, and we will be discussing about important questions, and we will see, I will give you notes, very good notes which you can, and revision notes also, which will be very helpful for your board exams and other exams. Of course, we will be discussing PYQs, and of course you will have revision sessions. And for class 11th and 12th, biology is like, the students who have opted biology, it's a very good opportunity, and it's a very good, very good subject to score good marks. And we will do the concept videos, and I will give you marked NCERT PDF which is important, and with PYQs, and we will also have revision classes. So how to manage biology, if you ask, right? You should have 2 books. book 1 and book 2. Book 1, you should maintain a class notes, right? Whatever the classes is going to happen, whatever your teacher is going to provide, any important points which you have to make a note, you can use it as a book 1. And important questions and PYQs which your teacher says in classroom, you have to make sure you write in that book, so that when you're revising it, it is going to be easy. What is book 2? Book 2 should be your practice notebook, where you're going to practice the MCQs, where you're going to practice writing your diagrams, drawing your diagrams, or your forming some important points, or you're attending some tests. All the error, what you have made mistake, what you have done correct, it should be in one place logged, right? So you can use a practice book for that. So if these two books are there, and the main book, that is your NCERT, if you have these three, it's biology is more than enough. Is it important to have any reference book, right? If you're asking me if there is any need of reference book, you can purchase. I don't directly recommend any book. As for me, it was Oswald, right? Oswald books are good for question bank. It has question banks, it has collection of PYQs. If you solve that, it is more than enough for your board exams. For NEET and competitive exam, you should have a very good, there is no need of module also for NEET examination. You should make sure that you know all your NCERT liners. That is more than enough. So what is upcoming means, on Monday you will have class 10th class, Wednesday 11th, and Saturday 12th. So what is the key thing means, you should be consistent with working style, and of course you can reach your success, right? So that's the thing, you should be consistent and you should work hard. So about me, when it comes to about me, my name is Sukrut CS. My biology score in class 12th was 97, and in 10th science was 97. My CET in biology was 58 of 60. So I'm very passionate in teaching life science. I can make a very interactive classroom. I use AI for teaching, so which will be very impressive and very much attractive to the students for teaching. And I have also experience in teaching in many other YouTube channels. For example, Students View, I used to teach SST and biology, and Life Science channel 10th, 11th, 12th, I used to teach for all three classes. And you might have seen me before in Subject Academy Learner itself, as I was teaching civics and economics. So I'm very much excited for this journey. So everyone, make sure you subscribe the channel on the bell icon, so that we can have a very good class, so you don't miss out any class. I will make it simple and clear so that you can understand. So see you soon in next class. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.